Hey Matt, what are you reading?
Hey you guys. I'm reading The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood.
Ah, I read the book, and I remember a lot of phrases from it. Ordinary, said Aunt Lydia, is what you are used to. This may not seem ordinary to you now, but after a time it will. It will become ordinary. Page 33, this was said by Wilfred, the main character at the end of chapter 6.
That sounds interesting. Can you tell me more?
Alright, just as a warning, there are a lot of controversial things in this book to start with. You may be a bit uncomfortable hearing about it. The main protagonist is offered in the book. The book is also told in her point of view. And, spoil alert, she is forced to be a surrogate mother as a job.
It is a pretty messed up society that she lives in. People treat her and the other handmaids terribly. There is a lot of social tension in the book for sure.
That sounds horrific. Was this a choice commitment? And how did she end up there? Were the families she was in completely accepting of her role?
Well, that's a lot of questions. Not everyone seems accepting of her role. In fact, the wife that is married to the commander she is currently with hates her and is extremely jealous, which makes little sense to me considering the fact that Offred is literally being raped monthly by the commander and used just for reproduction. Her body is used as a product.
I agree with you there, Matt. And I can't tell you how she got there, but I can tell you that her mother certainly played a strong and rebellious role in her daughter's character. Even in chapter 1, page 1 to 2, we work for our future. How did we learn it? The talent for instability. It was in the air, and it was still in the air, an afterthought.
Was there any government in the book? And why were they doing this to women?
Yes. In fact, there is a military in the book. They also made it clear to the handmaids that they had their place and make sure they wouldn't commit suicide.
The reason is very interesting. I'm not going to spoil that one for you, but it did not come without rebellion or secret societies.
Chapter 32, page 210. The problem wasn't only with the women, he says. The main problem was with the men. There was nothing for them anymore. That was said by the commander.
Alright. Enough hints. What is the structure in the book? Is it very serious and depressing, or is it written in a tolerable way with a magical insert of comic relief?
Alright. I'll admit, it can be kind of depressing when the book is said bluntly in a summary. I'll tell you more about the literary components on our way to class. The book has hardly any boring portions in it. It can be very serious or even surreal in some moments, but there can be the occasional dry humorous input.
What types of literary devices are found in this book? I assume there are a lot of metaphors because of the type of book?
Alright, you grammar Nazi. Yes, there are quite a few metaphors and symbols in this book. In fact, it is classified as an allegory.
Yes, there is a strong amount of symbolism in this book. Like the color red. Red is used often in this book as a reference to fertility, which is why the handmaids dressed in red.
Cigarettes are also symbolic in the means of freedom and power. It is used in all parts of the book. Like all else in the book, the meaning becomes clear as you go on.
What other devices are there in the book? Since it is an allegory, I'm sure foreshadowing and allusions are used too.
Well, as for allusions, there are many in terms of biblical references. One example would be the name of the society, Gilead, which is also a land in the Bible. Another one would be the term Jezebel, which is generally self-explanatory and was of biblical importance.
And there is quite a bit of foreshadowing, such as the relationship between Offred and the commander, along with her past reactions with Nick before their private relations.
That would be the bell. We should get to class. Although, as a last note, this is a really deep book and it's best for the type that enjoys a strong allegory with a sick twist. If you're a sensitive reader, you may not enjoy it.
But wait. What happens to Offred? And will the society crumble in the end? Does the jealous wife take out her envy on Offred? Does she change in the book or spark change in Gilead?
Also, does Offred produce a child eventually, and if she does, what happens to it?
For those answers, you'll have to read the book. It's very thought-provoking but very enjoyable with the perspectives it gives.
Hey all of you, get to class!